As the year comes to an end, take a moment to assess the journey you've traveled. Look back at where you stood at the beginning and where you stand right now. Did you crush your goals, exceed every expectation you set for yourself? Stand tall, congratulate yourself, and let that pride fuel your ambition for the future. Did this year feel like a relentless uphill battle? Every victory seemed out of reach, and you ended up short of the finish line. Congratulations to you too. You did not just survive, you triumphed over everything that tried to break you. A lot of people did not make it to this point, but you did. You are here and you have earned the invaluable opportunity to try again. Life happens to the best of us when we least expect it. We can't always control our outcomes, but we can control our attitude toward the outcomes. When life turns out drastically different from what you planned, how do you handle it? Do you crumble into self-pity or stand up with grace and ferocity? Do you give up on your dreams or take every painful lesson, every setback, and use it as fuel to try again? Your attitude towards your reality is the single greatest determinant of your future. Discontent thrives when we obsess over how things ought to be rather than embracing how they are. As we step into the new year, I challenge you to acknowledge the reality of your situation, the good, the bad, and the brutal. I challenge you to accept it, not as a final sentence, but as a starting line for your next chapter. Stop the obsessive worry and take action. Action born from learning is the only pathway to improvement. Be thankful for the ground you stand on right now, for the breath in your lungs, for the lessons you survived. Be thankful for the chance you have to try again with new insights and renewed vigor. The world is yours for the taking if you believe and are grateful enough to fight for it.
I think the last part was the key part for me. The world is yours for the taking if you're grateful. This year has been a year, though. Let's really just let's just take a moment.
Shake your Pro Max.
And so I love this because we're really good at performing. Nigerians, we are the best. All of us are Hollywood. Every single one of us. We don't even need cameras. That's the reason why when it comes to content creating, we're the best, because we don't even need to act, because we're natural actors.
Performative.
So we perform, and you think everything is fine. Somebody come and post something exciting, and you think that your life is the worst because this person is living a great life and you aren't. I mean, I went to South Africa recently, I was posting.
Living your best life.
I was posting some stuff. People were like, oh, but this boy is enjoying, but like, it's not
as
you seem. You have no idea. That was me just escaping, like, oh, more, before I lose my mind, right? But we need to realize that every single person is going through something, because that is the first encouragement that you need to be able to know that I am not alone. Right? And this year, everybody was going, even Dangote self was going through it. Baba did publicize, like, Baba turned into a content creator, like he said new press release every week. Everybody is going through something. If Dangote is $16 billion, it's going through something. Who are you? Right? So you just need to be grateful. One thing that, one of the most amazing things about the script is you said, the fact that you're here to try again, that's all you need. When I wake up in the morning, no matter what the situation is, the fact that I woke up, it means there's a chance for me to try again and keep trying. I mean, there's a lot of people that couldn't make December. A lot of people came into this year excited, feeling that they were going to conquer it, but they didn't, because they're no longer here. But as long as you're here, you might not have conquered the pressure and the different challenges, but you conquered life. You are alive. You conquered death, sorry. You conquered death. You are alive. And that alone is enough for you to wake up, thank God, and keep it moving.
So I was deeply moved. I believe that, adversity leads to growth. And so you talked about when things are beyond your control, things that, you make plans. But the truth is that you can't control. Yeah, exactly. You can't control. Plans will make you. And so for me, some things that struck me, that got me thinking when you were talking was do you face life with self-pity or ferocity and grace, or grace and ferocity? And so deciding what stance to take, I think is really critical. But then there's some people who might feel like it's too much for me. You know, I want to stand with, with self-pity and grace, you know, with grace and ferocity, but I just feel like it's too much. And so I just want to encourage us to remember that there's no temptation that is not common to men. So no matter how tough and hard it is, that there is somebody somewhere who is either going through this or who has gone through this and has triumphed. And that gives an encouragement, because whatever you're going through at this point will serve as a source of strength and a witness for you to encourage someone else in the future.
Yep.
And you'll be able to say, I've gone through it, and this is what happened. And you would not have had that license if you did not go through it. Then I think the final thing is that God will not give you more than you can bear. So somehow in your reserves, God has put that which is needed, or the people around you, because sometimes you need community. So if you're just on your own trying to solve your problems or to bear things, it might be too much. But if you go to people and talk to them, they will encourage you and help you as you look forward to next year.
Life happens to the best of us when we least expect it. The reason why that jumped at me is recently, my wife turned 50. And we've been at it for the entire year, you know, what do you want to do, how do you want to do it, and, you know, our needs was changing with the weather, you know, so today she wants to have a party, tomorrow she wants to have, she just wants to be quiet and everything. And I decided to get our friends, family and everything, to start a tribute on Facebook. You know, our family, parents, friends, work colleagues that she had worked. Because 50 years is a long time to be alive.
Absolutely.
And you've gone through many things. And as I started writing the tribute, you know, she became very emotional, and, you know, she eventually decided, now I think I know what I want to do. And one of the things that came out from the tribute was about how life happened. Now, my wife, before we got married, she happened to, I coined it to say, this is a woman in a hurry. There's so much she wanted to do. Or she wanted to get, you know, to go to the university. She wanted in the US. She wanted to do a lot of things. But at every point in time in her life, it looked like something was coming in the way. You know, at the point where she needed to get, she needed to go abroad for university. She had a serious medical issue that prevented her from doing that. At the point where she felt she had overcome that, and then, you know, she wanted to go, pregnancy showed up. And at every point in her life, it seems as if there was something that was. So put all that together. By the time we were, you know, reviewing her life at 50, and we posed a question to her that if you were to look at what you have now, and to give it up so that you can have what you wanted then, what will you prefer? She says unequivocally, I prefer what I have now, because what I have now I can see is more sustainable for me. Life happened to her, but in the process, it happened for good.
What stood out for me was the expression, discontent comes when we obsess over how things ought to be instead of embracing
How they are.
what, you know, precisely what they are. So because that's where the tension is, that's when you begin to compare with the Joneses. That's when the grass looks green on the other side. But this is the season of retrospection and the season of recognitions as well. Quite a number of awards are flying here and there. Should you not be part of those who are recognized, it does not mean that you're not good enough. It does not mean that you failed this year. I love Maya Angelou a lot. And I'm just going to say 3 of her quotes that will help someone watching us wherever you are, whatever state you are at the end of the year. And she said, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. And that's a bit about the spirit of your monologue, Zuma. And then she said, nothing can dim the light that shines from within. Just know that that light is inside of you. It may not be shining as brightly as you want it right now, but it's really there. And then finally, she says, you alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody. You do not have to prove to anybody that you're working quite hard. You might not make bright 10 this year, but trust me, just keep being, because you are on the journey to becoming.
The world is yours for the taking, if you believe and are grateful enough to fight for it. I felt that needed repeating.
It certainly did, Zuma. And come to think of it, I've spoken on our prison service before, but today, this is the second coming for the benefit of all.